Hello, and welcome to AB Calculus Semester 1. My name is Mr. Shanklin, and I will be your teacher for this semester. When you enter the class, this is what you should see. This is the announcement page, and usually you end up in the announcement page. Now, if you want to see the announcements for this week, you just hit More Announcements, and here we go. Welcome to week number 1. And here are the announcements for this week. It says, welcome to AB Calculus. My name is Mr. Shanklin. I will be your teacher for this year. I would suggest reading the announcements each week. I will always post what is due for the week in the announcements and any other important information you might need. Since this is an AP course and the AP test is in May, we need to start working right away. Below you will find a list of items you need to complete this week, and I just have the list. If you go down, every week after the announcements, you'll see a little video. It's called Week Number 1 Expectations, what I expect you to learn that week. And if you want to look at the questionnaire that I want you to fill out, you just click on it, fill it out, and please email it back to me. The most important part of the questionnaire is the e-session times, the live e-sessions and the help sessions. I don't really care when we have the e-sessions, so I'm letting students choose what would work best for them. If it's in the morning, afternoon, evenings, that would, any one of those would work for me. So whatever the most students pick, that's the one that I will use for our e-sessions. Okay, the first thing that you want to do this week is you want to go to the Getting Started. You click on this button and you will see the video that I am basically creating right now to show you how to get started with this course. The next button down is the pace chart. So if you click on the pace chart, you will see that everything for the whole semester is set up right here. Okay, so if you take a look at it, it looks like we have 2 sections that we have to get through this week. September 3rd to the 6th, that's week number 1, we must complete section 2.1, rates of change and limits, and section 2.2, limits involving infinity. And then whatever's in red is graded. So every time you finish an assessment or a lesson, you have to take an assessment to show that you have learned that material. At the end of the chapter, there's always a chapter final assessment also. Now, the first 2 weeks, we start off with 2 sections for each day, or for each week. Then, every week, if you take a look, is just 1 section that we go through. And some of them have a lot of material. There's no question about it. AP Calculus, there's a lot of stuff to learn. Okay, but I'm excited for the year to begin. Okay, the next button down is where you find the live e-sessions. This week, I'd like to have a live e-session on Wednesday at 12 o'clock noon. I hope you can make it, so if you were going to come to it, you would just hit the live e-session. You would go down here, click on this, and it would take you to the live e-session. The recorded e-session, let's say you can't make it to a live e-session. If you click on the recorded one, you can always get the recorded sessions and just click on them, and it will take you right to the recorded session for that week. Announcements. Well, we already went through the announcement page, so we don't have to deal with that again. Course information. If you click on course information, you'll see syllabus and academic targets. So if you want to click on here, you can, what is the course description? What is the targets and objectives that we'll be using this year? All that stuff is here. The syllabus is here for the class. You can take a look at that at your own pace. Staff information, a little bit about myself. The most important part is my email address and my phone number. If you ever have to get a hold of me, email is the best. You can always call, or you could text me at this number also, and I will definitely get back to you as soon as I possibly can. If you want to learn a little bit about myself, you just click on this little short video, and you'll see my kids right there, and I'm the one that has the gray hair over there. Must be teaching too long. All right. Now, the next button down is what's called lessons. This is the most important button because this is where the material for the year is. We're starting with chapter 2. So this week we have to do section 2.1 and 2.2. So you click on chapter 2. Okay. And here is section 2.1. Section 2.1 has a lot of material. The first thing it has is a lesson tutorial. This gentleman is pretty good. He really explains the material for that section very well. So I would suggest that you start off with the video tutorial or the lesson tutorial. Just click on it, and he does a great job. Now, let's say that doesn't do it for you. You just didn't get it. Well, here's our textbook. Click on it. It said pages 59 to 65, so here's our textbook. Just go down, and here is section 2.1, rates of change and limits, and you can just read through the material if you'd like to. There's, that's another way that you can get the material. Okay, let's say you still didn't get it. Well, let's go down and see if there's anything else. Ooh, look at all these YouTube videos. Using limits and average velocities to find instantaneous velocities. Definition of a limit. Oh, that might be something good to watch. Properties of limits. One-sided and two. Oh, that's a real good one. So let's click on that. And if we go ahead here, one and two-sided limits, and you watch the video, and we can go all the way out here. Let's take function at the point 0, 2. And all of these videos correspond with the material that we're working on. Okay. Then if we go down here, there's some worked out examples if you wanted to look at those. To become a good math student, I think you have to do practice. There is no question in my mind. So here's my assignment. 1 through 4, 7 through 27 odd, 31 to 44. And you just work through those. Just click on there. Now some of you are going to say, well, the answers are there. Yes, they are. Okay, let's continue down here. Okay, here's the exercises that you need to know. So if you can't figure this out, so it says find the average speed during the first 3 seconds of fall, and you don't get 48 for an answer, you better come to the help session and we can go through these problems. This is what you need to know how to do. And the last couple problems on every assignment is what is called the standardized test questions that you would see on an AP test. So these are the types of questions that you would see on the AP test. So true or false, if the limit then you answer these. These are some excellent questions that you would see on an AP test. Okay, let's say you still didn't get it. Well, look at this. These are all videos taken from a site called Educational Portal, and they are excellent. Let's click on one. They have, if I click on there, it'll start playing, and they're really, really good. One-sided limits and continuity.
Consider for a minute a sidewalk.
And they
so what can we learn from our
talk
tree line?
about limits.
First, limits can be different when you approach.
Okay. At the end of each video, there's a quiz. So you can click on the quiz. And look at that. It says choose your answer and click check answer. After checking your answer, you may either click next and continue to the next question or change your answer and check it again. Okay, these are some excellent problems. It says the limit as x approaches 1 from the left-hand side. Okay, so here's 1. If I'm going on this function, I'm coming from the left-hand side. I think the limit should be 3 because that looks like the height that the function intends to reach at 1 coming from the left side. So I'm going to hit 1 there and check my answer. Incorrect. Oh, what am I talking about? It looks like it's going to 3. All right, let's try 3. Oh, we know how to figure out what a limit is. It goes to 3. Excellent videos. Excellent quizzes. Now, some kids are going to say, well, Mr. Shanklin, if these are so good, why don't I start down here and I don't have to watch this guy way up here? You can do the class any order that you want. If you want to just do the textbook, you can just do the textbook. If you want to do these videos down here, you can do these videos down here. If you want to just do the YouTube ones, that's up to you. But you need to know how to do the problems by the time you are finished. Okay, some of you will know how to do them real quick. Others will take a lot. When I created this course, I put a lot of material in here so that you can use as much as you need or as little as you need. Now, once you're done with each lesson, you have to take an assessment. Oh, I forgot to tell you about my notes. I used to teach face-to-face at Waukesha West, and I used to teach calculus, and I made up notes, and I used to hand them out to the kids, and I also did AP review problems. I put my notes in here. I scan them all in. So if you click on here, what is a limit? This is kid-friendly type of wording. A limit is the intended height of a function at a given value of x, whether or not the function actually reaches that height at the given x. It's the intended. So my notes, I think, are kid-friendly. When does a limit exist? Here's the key to limits. And these are notes that you can look at, or you don't have to. It's your option. Major methods to find limits. I've got the major. There's 3 major methods to find: substitution, factoring, and the conjugate method. So you can look at my notes if you want to. If you don't, that's up to you. All right. Once you're done with the section and you think you really know what you're doing, then you click on the assessment. When I click on the assessment, I just hit continue, and here it is. Look at that. It says minimal. This is a minimal question. I think every student should be able to do this problem before moving on. This would be a 1 on the assessment. Use the graph above to answer each of the following questions. Find the limit as x approaches 1 from the right-hand side. So 1 from the right-hand side looks like it's going to positive 1. So I would just put 1 down there. Well, I'd put it down here. I'd put a and then 1. And then the next problem is what we call basic, so it's a little bit tougher to find the answers. Proficient, and then advanced. Every time you're done with a lesson, you have to take the assessment. And then I will correct it, and I will get it back to you as soon as possible. Usually, I have it back within a day. All right. Final week is just we have an end of class survey at the end of the semester, and there will be also a semester exam. I haven't finished it up yet, so it won't be there. Collaboration, we will be doing some collaboration with free response practice problems, but I haven't put the first one in there yet because it's not until like the 3rd or 4th week, so we can wait a little bit. My grades, that's what you click on to see your grades. Textbook, if you want to take a look at our textbook, here it is. It is an online textbook. To get to it, you just click on the blue and you can get there. Or I would just put this into my favorites. And then how-tos. The how-tos, pretty important. The how-tos, if you go to the downloads, graphics calculator. You can download this graphics calculator, and here's the directions to download it. If you don't have a graphics calculator, I would suggest that you get one, but you can use this one on the internet. There's also graph paper that you're going to have to use. How-tos also have how to insert your answers into assessments, because most kids they struggle with putting in an answer in an assessment, especially if it's a graph or something like that. Well, here's all the different ways that you can do that. If I ask you a question and I want you to respond verbally, you would put in a Vocaroo answer. And if you don't know how to do that, you just click on here and it will explain. If you do your work on a piece of paper and pencil, then you scan it in, and then you want to put it into an assessment, then you just click on this and it will explain exactly how to do that. So these are some good videos that will help you put solutions into your assessments. I hope this getting started video helps you get started. You guys have a great day. If you have any questions, please email or call me. Bye.